Hey guys, I'm JanetOnOccasion, and today we are playing round 3 of our tournament. So, Mortal Empires tournament. Very fun. So, here you can see, yeah, Bretonnia, again, obviously. And I'm against the Beastmen. I'm against Loremaster of Sotek, which is very cool. So, as you can see, I have a front line of Knights Errant, a back line of Knights of the Realm. I've got the Fey Enchantress for some healing and that like Mortis Engine effect where she just damages stuff that's near her when she's in combat, which is very cool. I've also got a unit of Pegasus Knights here, a unit of Royal Hippogriff Knights, and I've also got some more Pegasus Knights over here. So this was actually a matchup I was being very confident about because, you know, as you can see, rock coming in. Ooh, that hurt. Anyway, so it's Cygor, right? Charge them with Pegasus Knights, it's dead. At least that's how it used to be. So we'll see how that goes for me. But basically I want as much maneuverability as possible. The Knights Errant will do really well at charging, you know, Gores and that kind of thing. I've got a load of anti-large for dealing with, you know, Centaurs, stuff like that. And obviously I can heal a load. So, you know, which is great when you've got sort of small model units like this, you know. So, it should be really good. So over here, you can see a unit of Harpies. So obviously that was intended to sort of bog down, you know, archers and artillery, things like that. He's also got some Chaos Warhounds of poison. He's got some Centaurs with great weapons. So Centaurs with great weapons are an absolute must, I think, for any Beastman army. And, you know, the Poison Warhounds just really complement them well. Because, yeah, poisoning the thing and then managing to charge them with the crazy good charge bonus and, like, anti-armor here, you know. 34 weapon damage, 43 charge bonus. These guys are just really good. And they're immune to vigor. So you can run them around as much as you like. They'll never tire, which is very cool. So, obviously, the main bulk of his force all together here. So he's got a unit of Goreherd with shields. He's got 2 units of spearmen. So, obviously, Wise bringing some cheap, you know, spear infantry, because these guys will trade fantastically against everything that I have. They won't win against everything I have, but they'll trade very effectively, because these guys cost nothing. So, you know, having that cheap anti-large, really useful. He's also got a couple of Ungor Raiders, so getting that, you know, again, just cheap damage on. You know, these guys are really useful. And they can stalk, which is kind of nice. He's also got the Cygor, so really good artillery piece here. So those big rocks will do a lot of damage to my cavalry, actually. So I want to shut him down nice and early. He's also got some Minotaurs with great weapons. So obviously I've got a lot of anti-large, but those great weapons are going to hurt a lot. They're going to just chew through the armor of my cavalry. Look at that, 110 anti-large armor-piercing damage. So these guys, definitely going to hurt. They will definitely hurt. 42 charge bonus as well. Like it's formidable. These guys are going to be very formidable in this matchup. I'm pretty sure Minotaur's got some actual. They got some buffs, I think, in this patch. I believe. I'm not sure that the great weapons actually used to have anti-large. I think they just had a lot of armor piercing. Maybe I'm wrong, but anyway. Also, he's got a Gorbull, and Gorbull's obviously just fantastic. Big unit. Pegasus Knights all charging. Again, should do a lot of damage to it though. He's also got Malagor, the Dark Omen. So his spells are going to be very useful in this matchup because, yeah, any damage he gets off, you know, for free, you know, with the Wind's Magic, it's going to hurt. And it's going to be very easy to protect Malagor with this kind of army. And also, the thing I'm most scared of, he's got 2 units of Bestigor Herd. So these guys, they've got a lot bigger than they were in the past. The unit size has gone up from 60 to 75. So it actually means they've got a denser formation now. So cavalry charges aren't going to knock as many off their feet. So they will actually be able to get that armor-piercing damage on me a lot more effectively than they would in the previous patch. So I think they did get some nerfs to their stats to balance out the fact they're bigger, you know, units. But still, yeah, cavalry charges aren't going to be as effective against the Vestigal Herds, especially with all that armor. It's gonna be tough to take them down. So I think that about sums it up, really. So let's speed it up. So here you can see Knights Errant going straight away just to try and, you know, sort of bog these units down a bit. And so I'm probing sort of the back line. So I've discovered that he's got archers, so I'm going to try and deal with them. I'm sending all my anti-large troops over here because I want to take out the Centaurs as quickly as possible. So I actually lead with the Fey Enchantress, which is novel. But as you can see, they don't get the charge off, which is great. And now it is sapping away their health, and I am nice and close to their Ungor Raiders. But those rocks are coming in, and that's going to hurt. So I come in with the Royal Hippogriff Knights. This should do a ton of damage. It's barely hurt him. What is going on? It is barely touching him, and now he's got Spearmen on me. Yeah, barely did a thing. And yeah, just flying units. They just don't charge very well anymore. Those Knights Errant got complete... Oh, those are Knights of the Realm. That's even worse. Oh, so I did a bit of damage to the Minotaurs there. But yeah, I did manage to do a lot of damage to the Centaurs there, which is good. I'm now in his archers. Those archers I'll be able to take out afterwards, and here I have managed to drive up the Chaos Warhounds. But you can see I have taken a ton of damage already. Like a pretty scary amount of damage already from those initial charges. So, yeah, it's gonna hurt, this is gonna hurt. So we've still got the Harpies, but I don't have to worry too much about them, really. I've got plenty of really good flying units that can just take them apart. So that'll be really useful. So I'm trying to pull my guys out here, but they're all breaking as they're running. A lot of them have just got caught up here, which is pretty scary. But so I'm trying to move around the back, try and deal with these archers. You can see there's some Gore Herd just chasing my Knights of the Round that are running. Oof, I've got so many expensive units already breaking. I mean, they're coming back, but they're so damaged already. So it's a bit scary. So again here, I come in, I know there's spearmen there, but I want to get a really good charge on this Igor, which again, it just doesn't do it. In the past, flying units would just nail big units like this. I mean, I had this problem against, God, who was it? Yeah, against the Lizardmen, Dr. Shil. They just don't perform like they used to, the flying units. Not against those single model targets. It's a real shame. Loremaster actually mentioned something quite poignant actually after this battle, which was that the flying units had been adjusted so they're better at chasing routing units, and I think that has had an effect because now they charge as a formation, you know. So it is going to be better against routing units. They'll land throughout the enemy formation, do damage to everything, but that same charge mechanic has messed them up when it comes to, you know, attacking big targets like the Cygor. And you see here, my Hippogriff Knights have taken an absolute beating, and that Cygor's totally fine. So here, I'm trying to take on these guys because they're on their own, basically. So I want to take these guys out while I can. But again, I've just got so many tattered units already. So trying to keep away from the Bestigors that are in pretty fine shape. These guys have barely taken any damage. The Gobbo, again, flying units were meant to deal with him, but they're just not performing like they used to. They just don't do that anymore. It's really bad. So yeah, a lot of expense has been basically wasted on all those flying units that just aren't getting those charges off. You know, as you'd expect, I was really relying on that in this battle. But, you know, I am wrapping up a lot of his units here. You know, I managed to get rid of these Minotaurs, which were a big threat for me. You know, the Centaurs, again, really dangerous in this matchup. And, you know, I've got rid of the Archers, so I'm getting rid of a lot of his utility. But he still has Malagor, he still has the Gorbel, he still has the Cygor, and he's got a ton of spears and a lot of armor. So this is still not looking great for me. But, you know, I am getting some units back again. I'm trying to heal as often as I can, but it's proving difficult. So still got 5 Hippogriff Knights, which isn't a lot to be honest. Use a regrowth on them, try and keep it going, and I charge everything into these Bestigal Herd, just try and damage them as much as possible. But you can see, getting through this armor is proving very difficult. And again, Cygor throwing those massive boulders just kills loads of models at a time. We'll see here, so far he's got 43 kills. 43 kills on artillery, not on artillery, on cavalry. That's expensive for me, very expensive. So here, I did manage to do some damage to the Gorbel, sorry, not the Gorbel, the Bestigors. The Gorbel's still chasing with full health. He's still got another unit of Bestigal Herd, and all of my forces are pretty injured. I managed to heal up a blob of them fairly well, but still, Malagor's totally fine. Once again, this Cygor's kind of on his own, so I'm going to try and get my flying units on him. And yeah, I keep charging into these guys, do as much as I can. And actually, I pull out here, I realise they're too blobbed up, and oh, actually, nope, I tried to dumpster these spearmen in a forest. What was I doing here? This, to me, feels silly. This was a mistake. But, you know, I did manage to get rid of the spearmen, I suppose. So that's okay. There's still a lot of them. But here, ooh, that hurts. So, Traitorkin lowers my speed, and it does a lot of damage. So, Traitorkin, very good spell in this matchup, especially with the army that I brought. So you can see here, those Pegasus Knights have had enough, thanks to Traitorkin. The Fey Enchanter's still doing okay, but she's not going to be able to, you know, she's not a big melee lord, she can't fight these guys. She's a support kind of character, you know, and unfortunately I couldn't just throw her at, like, some Gores, you know, in the front line and just have that AoE, you know. If she can attack something weak, that's great, and she can just continue to do some damage. Unfortunately, it's just not working out here. Again, trying to deal with the Cygor. You know, I've got Knights Errant, Knights of the Realm in here. They should be doing some good damage, but they're not. How much armor does this guy have? Only 50 armor. So, you know, I should be doing work against this Cygor. It's just not working. It's just not working. Here, again, trying to get the Gorbel. I'm attacking everywhere I can, but you can see their leadership is holding fantastically. I mean, they're Beastmen, you know? You attack them from all sides, they should be struggling. But they're not. They're just winning every engage here. The Bestigors, fantastic in this matchup, which I didn't expect. But those extra models, I think, have really helped them out against cavalry charges. I think that's the main thing that, you know, has really helped. Because, yeah, just a denser formation. They just have more mass as a unit. So cavalry charges aren't going to just knock them all aside and then you can run away again. You get bogged down by them, which is very dangerous. Very dangerous indeed. So, yeah, so Pegasus Knight's running away again, of course. So the Gobbo is chasing the Fey Enchantress. I'm going to try and get on him, do some damage, but oh, more. See, look, another couple of models there. How many kills he got now? 48 for the Cygor. So I throw one unit in Knights Errant, try and slow these guys down, while I apparently try and kill the Gobbo. Though, yeah, again, just the damage isn't getting hit there. It's just not working. And also try and get the Pegasus Knights on the Cygor again. And again, these charges just are not coming off well. So, yeah, I've relied on the wrong units here for this matchup. I think if I brought more infantry, if I brought a load of foot squires to pin them down rather than the Knights Errant, I think I would have had a much better time. And I think if I brought fewer things in the air, I still like the Royal Hippogriff Knights, actually. They cause terror and stuff. They're quite cool. But yeah, I think they'd be better for rear charges, for stuff that's engaged in melee. But yeah, it's proving difficult. It's proving very difficult. So, yeah, as you can see here, Fey Enchanter is having a terrible time. I get a Comet down here. I mean, I've whittled away at some of the units quite severely, but he's still just got so much strength in Malagor, the Cygor, the Gobbo, and I just cannot whittle them down. That Cygor, like, if this was, you know, a previous patch, a couple charges from Pegasus Knights, and that Cygor would be dead. I've been attacking him again and again and again, and he's just not going down. So, yeah, definitely a lot of balance changes have really messed up this cavalry build. It's very sad. Very sad to see. I mean, the Royal Hippogriff Knights actually got a load of buffs. If you look, they've got 80 armor. They used to only have 50, I think. And I think they've also been given a lot better weapon strength, I believe. Oh, and they've been given physical resist as well, I think. So they got some buffs. They got some good buffs. But without them charging, like they used to in the previous patch, where they'd all center in on that one target, they're just not as good at killing. So yeah, they've got a bit more, you know, survivability, but they just don't get in those charges like they used to. So I still don't think they're really worthwhile, just because of how they, you know, how they actually function. So here, I'm charging the Fey Enchantress. She just needs to be in there and do some AoE damage. It's all I can do at this point. I think she's all that's left. Yeah, basically. So, last-ditch effort to do something useful. I'm thinking I'm out of Winds of Magic, so I'm trying to charge in the Hippogriff Knights into the back here. But yeah, she's terrified, and these guys aren't landing, so they surrender. So that's that. That's it. Valiant defeat. And yeah, I mean, fair enough. Honestly, fair enough. I was relying on things that I should have researched. I should have tried these guys out and really known that they weren't going to be as effective. You can see they did get a lot of kills, though. Certainly compared to everything else. They still performed very well. But I needed these guys to be able to take out those large units. You know, I needed them to behave like they used to, where they'd all just focus their charge. You know, they'd all charge into the same point and just do massive damage. And they don't do that anymore. So, and that's what I was relying on them for, honestly. So, still a lot of damage. You know, they still did good, but not for the purpose that I wanted, you know. I think most of these kills were archers, actually. I think I had these guys chase down the Ungor Raiders, didn't I? So I think that's where I got most of their use from them. And frankly, you shouldn't have to spend, you know, 1,200 quid on, you know, on killing Ungor Raiders. So yeah, these guys didn't pan out for me, which is a real shame, especially with the buffs that Royal Hippogriff Knights got. I was expecting really good things from them, but sadly, didn't work out. You can see here, though, Minotaur's great weapons, fantastic. These guys are great counters to to Bretonnia's cavalry. They're great. They are really good now. I don't know what's changed with them, actually. I need to look at the patch notes again, because they didn't used to be as effective, I don't think, for dealing with cavalry. I occasionally use them in the same sort of way that I used to use trolls, where their mass would keep the cavalry involved in the fight, and you could get damage that way. But the Minotaurs just themselves seem to be performing really well, so that's pretty cool. So, yeah, obviously, you know, Centaurs and the Chaos Warhounds of Poison, I singled them out right at the start, just to wipe them out. I couldn't have them running around, and, you know, the Chaos Warhounds were doing great for chasing down routing units, and I couldn't have that. I had to deal with them, because, you know, if I had anything rout, I needed them to come back. So, yeah, a few things there. Malagor, I think, was a great pick. Actually, the spells he brought were fantastic. Lord of the Wild, I think, is really good in this matchup. Also, the Gobbo is obviously just great at just hunting down heroes, you know. So resilient, and they just pack a real punch. So, so that's pretty cool too. But yeah, one thing though that I was really quite annoyed about actually is with Bretonnia, they don't have the Regiment's Renown. There are so many times I wanted to bring the what are they called, the Beast Slayers of Baston, but couldn't couldn't bring them. So yeah, I didn't have any like dedicated sort of anti-large armor piercing units, and I would have loved that throughout this tournament, but no. So guys, I think you've noticed now. So this is my third loss. So that means I'm out. There's no way I can get to the next round at this point. I've lost 3 out of 4 games. With 1 yet to play, that is. So 1 more game for the group stages, and obviously, you know, for posterity, I'm gonna make sure I win that, right? I'm gonna give it my all anyway. There's no point giving up at this stage. So I will be playing the next one against Shadow Online Gaming, and hopefully that will go a bit better. Because yeah, not having the best of luck with Bretonnia in these battles. It was a damn shame, because Bretonnia, they're fun. I like Bretonnia. They just don't seem to have a lot of the tools they're supposed to have. Command regiments are now, and you've got to come out soon, please. So guys, if you enjoyed this, please do comment, like and subscribe, and of course go check out Loremaster of Sotek's channel. The link will be at the end of this video, and also in the, well, you can probably see it now, and also in the description, as well as all the other people in the tournament. So I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next one. Have a good day, guys.